All right, starting off with India. Ahead of the deadline for reciprocal tariffs, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a 25% tariff on India, plus a penalty for buying Russian oil and military equipment. The tariffs kick in from the 1st of August. Trump made the announcement in a post on Truth Social. However, he has not specified the quantum of the penalty on India for buying Russian oil and military hardware. Now, this comes amidst negotiations between India and the U.S. for a trade deal. The 25% tariff on India comes on the back of the 26% reciprocal tariff announced on April 2nd. In his post, Trump asserted his charge that India's tariffs remain the highest in the world. Trump also flagged non-monetary barriers in accessing the Indian market.
The deal with India finalized?
No, it's not.
Okay. So what rate are you expecting?
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But India's been a good friend, but India has charged basically more tariffs than almost any other country. You know that, right? Over the years. But now I'm in charge, and you just can't do that.
While India was expecting a 20 to 25% tariffs in the absence of a trade deal with the U.S., remember, talks for a bilateral trade agreement are currently underway. A U.S. delegation is scheduled to arrive in India for the 6th round of talks on August 25th to continue discussions on the trade deal. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Shankar also held a meeting with Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal on the back of the 25% tariff announcement. Meanwhile, China's Foreign Ministry has issued a stern response to U.S. threats of raising tariffs on China if it continues to buy Russian oil. In a post on X, the Chinese Foreign Ministry asserted that Beijing would secure its national interests in ensuring energy supply, adding that there are no winners in a tariff war. Political reactions from India have started trickling in. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has hit out at the ruling BJP and urged Prime Minister Modi to stand up to the US President.
ये सूचक है हमारी बिल्कुल विफल ध्वस्त विदेश नीति का। और एक सवाल आज सबके मन में उठता है कि मोदी जी बिना इनवाइट के लपके हुए ट्रंप जी से मिलने गए थे, उसका क्या फायदा हुआ? देश का हित कहाँ है? देश के लिए आपने क्या किया? पीयूष जी 8-10 दिन अमेरिका घूमते रहे, फोटो पोस्ट करते रहे, थम्स अप दिखाते रहे, 25% टैरिफ हम पर लग गया है।
आज जो यूनिलैटरली ट्रेड टैरिफ अनाउंस किया है, जब ट्रेड डील चल रही है, ये ट्रेड टैरिफ अनाउंस कर दिया है और किस शब्दों में उन्होंने ये अनाउंसमेंट किया है, ये दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। और आज प्रधानमंत्री को जो हम लोग सब उम्मीद कर रहे थे प्रधानमंत्री जी जवाब देंगे सदन में आकर, राज्यसभा में सिंदूर को लेकर, पर वो खुद नहीं आए। गृह मंत्री अभी जवाब दे रहे हैं। कल खुद प्रधानमंत्री आकर बताएं, देश के एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर बताएं, वित्त मंत्री बताएं और गृह मंत्री बताएं और रक्षा मंत्री भी जुड़ जाएं, टॉप मिनिस्ट्रीज जो हैं हमारे देश की, कि ऐसा क्यों है कि यूएस यूनिलैटरली इस तरीके के डिसीजन ले रहा है और हम कुछ जवाब में उनको कह भी नहीं रहे हैं।
All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by correspondent Susan Tehrani. She's joining us live from New York. Hi, Susan. Now, India and the U.S. have been negotiating a trade deal for quite some time, and there were perhaps signs of a breakthrough. But now we get this statement from Trump where he's imposed 25% tariff on India. Where does all of that leave any kind of trade deal or negotiations between Washington, D.C. and New Delhi?
Yeah, the next 48 hours are going to be very detrimental in these negotiations. We know that the United States is sending a negotiating team to India as we speak. That's going to possibly happen around August 25th. Of course, President Trump said that these tariffs, if no deal is reached, is going to go into effect on August 4th, which is about 1 or 2 days. I want to read what he said. He said, "Remember, while India is our friend, we have over the years done relatively little business with them because their tariffs are, quote unquote, far too high, among the highest in the world, and they have the most strenuous, obnoxious, non-monetary trade barriers of any country." Now, as you mentioned, there were really signs that some kind of a breakthrough was going to happen, considering the fact that when the tariffs were initially announced, India was one of the first countries that the United States was saying that it's negotiating with. Nonetheless, India, we are being told that, as you mentioned, is weighing these options. And of course, there's going to be high stakes negotiations in the coming days to see whether or not some kind of negotiated settlement or deal is reached between the two countries.
Right, Susan, I also want to talk to you about the fact that Trump on his Truth Social post mentioned that India will face an additional penalty, but did not specify what that perhaps means.
Yeah, experts say that what's happening with that, the additional penalties, has more to do with Russia and Russia's war against Ukraine. It's a bid to try to pressure Russia to come to the negotiating table for some kind of peace deal with Ukraine, considering President Trump's frustration with Vladimir Putin. So a lot of what he's saying regarding those additional barriers when it comes to India buying Russian oil has more to do with Russia than it does with India.
Right, Susan, thanks very much for joining us on Race to Power with the latest on this.